Okay, so I told you I was going to bring you along for the journey of building this company to $100 million company. Now, one of the sparks ideas that came through was getting on to different platforms. But let me tell you the story behind this because I want to show you how God works when you set an intention. Now, if you're new into my space, my name is Keely Nicole. I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm obsessed with building and growing businesses that actually make an impact on people's lives. Things that I'm wildly obsessed with. Align Spark is my business, my coaching, my mentorship, my teaching company that I've been building for the past 4 years. And it's been a lot of sifting and sorting, a lot of figuring out who I am in this space and also getting really fucking distracted, if I'm being honest, as to what everyone else is doing, what my peers are doing, what it feels like the trends are going into. And so as I sat for this past probably 3 months, I really got clear on what do I want from my company? Like, how do I want to feel? Is a really good question to ask yourself. If you're in kind of that sifting and sorting phase where you're really trying to get your footing down of what do I want to build? How do I want to feel behind this? Who do I want to serve? How do I want my brand to feel? Like, these are contemplative questions that if you sit with yourself for like 15 minutes a day and you even just like sit with a journal and you just write out like, this is how I want to feel, these are the things that I don't like, this is what I do like. If you contemplate on that question, not just what do I want to build, but how do I want to feel, this is where God can curate a business for you that literally feels like oxygen to your soul. And I don't say this in theory, I know this for a fact from my other companies. So as I have been refining my own business, we actually are looking at other platforms for other parts of our business and realize that a lot of our teachings or trainings have to be pulled into YouTube. Well, as we're sitting there, like figuring out how to do some of these back end nuances, my husband, who helps with a lot of the back end of our business, he uses agentic AI. If you've been here for a hot second, you know I've talked about this. We have our own custom agents who help with the back end. Like, they've replaced our OBM. We have no humans that help us to build our company. So we have an agent in our community. We have an agent that helps with emails. We have an agent that helps with build outs. I have an agent that helps me with my website development. Like, agentic AI is the coolest tool. I'm an advocate for women using agents, using AI to be able to support you in building your business. Do not use it to create your content. Do not use it to write your sales page. Do not use it to try to articulate yourself better. Like, that's the shadow side of AI, but you can use it as an assistant. You can use it to support you. And so as we're figuring out all of these different nuances with pulling our content from one platform into another one, my husband's like, wait, we can use this for your current content. So I've been on IG for, I don't know, 12 years. This is not my first rodeo. This is not my first account. I built another account to 120,000 followers. I built other businesses on here. So as he's sitting there saying this, like, wait, we could take your content and put it onto other platforms. We started testing it. And as we were testing it, it literally, I'm watching this agent, this AI agent, click on my husband's screen, download things, upload them, pull the content, pull the audio, pull the caption, and post it to 7 different platforms. So the reason why I want to share this with you is because, number one, I'm not a human who wants to have a big team. I don't love micromanaging a bunch of people, nor do I like have the directive of this is what I need you to work on. I think when you're ready to build and scale a team, you have to have the vision and the direction of what do you actually need support with. And so this is why I love agentic AI, because it can be like, I can go in sprints. If you are a manifesting generator, having some type of agentic AI to support you is one of the coolest tools. Okay. So he started playing with this and seeing if it would basically content proliferate, which means it's pulling my content from my Instagram account and posting it. I now am on TikTok. I now am on Pinterest. I now am on X. I now am on LinkedIn. I now am on, what's the other one? Hold on. YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, X, Facebook, LinkedIn, and then we're going to use it for emails as well. So again, this is all unfolding in the last 24 hours, and the amount of work that agentic AI can do to be able to take what I've already done. And the reason why I'm even sharing this with you is because if you're already doing the work to create content for one platform, finding a tool or resource to be able to pull that content into other platforms, like you just don't know. I may have something go completely viral on TikTok or over on X, or there may be a sleeping like treasure trove over on Pinterest, but I don't know. But the deeper part of this story that I want you to see is that I wasn't forcing it. And this is so hard for ambitious women to see, that when you set a strong intention, God literally clears the path. And it's almost like one of those moments where you're like, oh, duh, I should be posting over here. Of course, this is this easy. When you are trying to force a square peg into a round hole, you can exhaust yourself. And the sad part about that is you can actually start to tell yourself, well, maybe I'm not meant to do this. Maybe this isn't meant for me. Where it's not that the goal isn't meant for you. You can make insane money. We're in 2026, guys. If you're not building your own personal brand, showing up on social media, and you want to impact people and you want to make money from your phone, turn on your camera, start to talk to your audience, start to curate a brand of what you want to be known for. And so being able to take that content and put it into other places, even 6 months ago, would have been a much different story. I would have had to hire a team member to do all this content proliferation. That's why it always felt really overwhelming to even say, oh my gosh, I want to be on all these platforms. But now, with AI, the proper use, in my opinion, of AI, you can have an AI agent go in and grab your stuff and be able to post it on other platforms. I can have my agent come in after this live, pull the transcript from it, and write me out a full email and have it saved in my drafts ready to go. So that way my email list can know that I did a live on here, or they can link it to YouTube, right? So again, the whole point of this is, if you are here to build a big impact, you want to make a big income, you have to have visibility. You have to have the attention of the humans that you're wanting to serve. And so without attention, if you're just posting once or twice a week or a couple times per week, and you're hoping that your business grows to 6 figures, 7 figures, like, you're literally like putting no money on the table. You're not giving yourself the chance to actually be seen for the brilliance that you have. And so there's a lot that's unfolding here, but number one, path of least resistance will always light up. Maybe for you, your content is not necessarily like speaking content like mine. Maybe for you, you're really brilliant at writing. And so carousels or B-rolls with a really brilliant caption or voiceovers would be a better fit for you. And this is where, like, I don't want you to look at my business or my brand and think like, oh, I have to do it like her. I think that's the biggest shadow side of consumption. I want you to look at my energy and to say, like, fuck, if she can do this, I can do it too. If she can figure it out, if she can set a strong intention and have these things start to pop into her life, maybe I just need to set a strong intention for what I desire and be willing to move. Like, it's one thing to set a really strong intention for, this is what I want to create, this is how I want to feel. But if you get the nudges and you don't fucking move, that's why you keep staying stuck. That's why you keep holding your breath, hoping for something to come and save you. But like, could I get trolled on one of these platforms? Absolutely. Could it completely flop? Also, absolutely. Could it get flagged for using an AI agent to do this? Maybe. But I'm willing to take the risk. And I want you to anchor your nervous system into that. Can you take a risk? either way, you're gonna wake up every day, show up, work hard, put your effort into something. Why not start to curate a life, a business, a brand, a mindset that you actually look forward to what you get to create, to who you get to become? That when you learn more and you integrate more, you make more money. When you have more adventures, when you have more experiences, even fucking failures, and you share those, you start to curate a community and an audience, and all of a sudden people start to trust you and you make more money. Like, the ego is so wild how quickly it will make, if you're not perfect, if you haven't done, if you're not doing this perfectly, then don't show anyone. I told my Activate members this past week, and I think that it's prevalent and relevant here. Vulnerability with leadership creates a movement. Vulnerability alone can be very wounded. It can be like, oh, this is so hard. I don't know why this isn't working. This is what's happening to me. But vulnerability with leadership is like, wait, I want to see what happens next. I want to see how this unfolds. I want to see what she does. I want to see what sparks come through. I want to see how she leads herself through this. Yeah, I want to see. This creates momentum, forward movement. People love to join things that are in motion. And so if you're just sitting back waiting, you're holding your breath, you're telling yourself like, okay, one day I'll jump on and start creating content. One day I'll be more consistent. Once I have the results, then I'll show up. You're literally bottlenecking yourself, and you're missing out on some of the coolest connections. So my point of today is, number one, the sparks that come in when you set a strong intention, it's unmatched. Like, I could sit with some of the most brilliant coaches in this space, and sure, they could tell me to content proliferate, but if I were doing it with my own logical mind, I would have been like, okay, so I need to carve out X amount of more hours every single week to download my videos, to then pull it through, scrub it through, then pull it onto all these platforms, and this is the work that I need to do. But it didn't work out that way, because God is amazing, always brings in the path of least resistance. It was like, no, just have your agents do it. I literally touch nothing. I go live, I do my content on here like I always do, and I love it. And then my agent goes in and pulls it into all these different platforms. It's like, as a busy mom, that's a full body fuck yes for me. And so know that energy is also available to you. Like, the ability to set a strong intention. Okay, I want to create an incredible 6-figure company, 7-figure company, where I am helping women with this, and I feel like this. Like, this is why I say this all the time. Strategy is a dime a fucking dozen, guys. Like, once you set a strong intention, watch how God works in your life. Watch how the ideas, the serendipities, the coincidences, the posts that you put out, all of these things will start to fall into place. But it starts with the strong intention of like, this gets to be easy. It gets to be fun. It gets to be life-giving. I feel really confident and competent behind what I'm doing, what I'm teaching. And so, of course, this all falls into place. And I'm so open to being surprised and delighted. Like, this is how we start to play the game of life. Stop waiting and holding your breath for some miracle to show up for you to then believe. It's believing before you see. And then cool things like this happen. And so I'll keep you guys posted on how all the content goes. I actually have recognized something too. I love long form content. Like, I could sit for hours and talk, open up my channel like this, and just pour into you guys. Instagram is probably the worst platform for me to do that on, because you can't pause this. If you go out and you come back, it starts back at the beginning. You can't 2x speed it for my ADHD brains. Like, you can't just bookmark things and come back to it. Like, it doesn't make it very easy or convenient to watch long form content. So as I'm like uploading things to YouTube last night and tweaking some of the stuff, I'm like, of course I'm meant to be on YouTube. Of course this channel is meant to be built. Of course it's called a channel, because I am a channel, right? And so you all of a sudden, when the veil starts to lift for the next chapter in your life, you will feel that in your body. Like, of course I was meant to teach it this way. Of course I was meant to lead it this way. Of course my content was meant to be like this. Of course this is the type of woman I'm meant to lead. And so there's playfulness behind this. There's detachment of like, I don't know where it's going, but I'm fucking here for the ride, right? Like I'm not rigid on anything in my life. I have found when I started to get rigid, especially in my business, I sucked the joy out of my business. It had to be this type of launch, and it had to be this type of offer, and it had to be this type of pricing, and it had to be this type of client, and this is how your messaging should be. I literally felt like I was drowning because I don't love that rigidity in my life. And so the minute I tossed that proverbial rule book out the window and said, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go online and I'm going to be 100% myself. And I'm just going to allow God to lead me where I am meant to serve, where I'm meant to show up. Then this is what happens. Virality on this social media platform, attracting the coolest humans into my space, into my DMs, into my paid spaces, building out different, social media platforms and having it be easy, right? Like this is what happens when the energetics is leading. Please stop trying to strategize a bottlenecked mindset. If you can't sit down and say, this is what I desire, this is what I want to create, this is how I want to feel, we have some energetic cleanup that has to happen. Because so often when you have outsourced your power to coaches, other creators, maybe your spouse, maybe your parents, like when you've outsourced your power to feeling like somebody else needs to tell you how you're supposed to do this, then it literally sucks out the joy of building an incredible business. It sucks out the fun. It sucks out the direct connection with God. It makes you question those intuitive hits that come in where God's like, hey, talk about this, post this. And you're like, but it doesn't fit in my content pillars. And he's like, I don't care about your content pillars. I need you to bring this message forward. So that is where my loyalty is. And that's what I want you to take from this is, where is your loyalty? If your loyalty is to other people's bullshit rules, if your loyalty is to other people's bullshit opinions, if your loyalty is to even the ego and the fear of being judged, of not being enough, of being messy, like your loyalty is in the wrong arena. You get to come back. And this isn't a next iteration of your identity. It's like this remembering of who the fuck you are before the world tried to tell you who to be. And it's such a byproduct of overconsumption on this app. Seeing what everyone else is doing and feeling like they have the way, they have the answers, even inceptioning yourself with certain ideas and rules of like, oh, this is how it is. This is what I need to learn. This is what I need to do. Like, be the fucking guardian of your mind. And yes, I'm saying this on said platform, but like, be the guardian of what you consume. If it doesn't make you feel fulfilled and excited for what you're creating individually, stop consuming it. Let it go. Block it. Remove it. Like, just like if you were addicted to junk food, like get it all out of your house. Do a cleanse. Like, this is where when you start to lead yourself, watch how much clearer your connection with God becomes, right? And again, the cool sparks come in. For me, this past 24 hours has been content proliferation of like, I'm going to take all the content that I'm creating and I'm just going to like spread it wide and see what actually lands. See what hits, see what platform is working for me. And I'll keep you guys posted on how that actually unfolds. But this was unexpected. This is absolutely a God spark. This is absolutely God working to mold and shape me as a creator, as a leader, as a thought leader, as a mentor, to have the visibility, right? So I hope that this has landed for you, whatever wisdom of, nugget of wisdom that you needed from this live. These lives will be popped over into my YouTube channel. And if you're like me and love to listen to things on 2x speed, because your brain processes it better, go over there. You can bookmark things. It's, all going to be free on that platform. And so you can go over and listen or re-listen to different things. So I I'm feeling really proud. I'm really excited, and I'm really excited to bring you guys along for the journey. And as always, if you need support, higher level support, you want to come into any of my higher level containers, pop into my DMs. I'm happy to have a chat with you, see what would be a good fit. But outside of that, start moving yourself. Set a strong intention and let's fucking go. You can change your whole life in 6 months. I'm going to say that again. You can change your whole life in 6 months. But you got to get out of the loop. You can't keep sitting back, consuming and waiting. You can't keep holding your breath for this proverbial perfect moment. You can't keep fearing being observed or being perceived as being the beginner or being messy or what if this doesn't take off. All of those fears, like none of us care. I know for a fact nobody in my audience cares how long it takes me to build this company to $100 million. Nobody. And if they do, they're not my people anyway. So like I'm unbothered. I've detached from the timeline and the result coming the way that my brain wants to tell me it should come. And that's the fucking power play. Okay? All right, my sweet friend. I love you. I'm proud of you for being here. Thank you for always cheering me on with my own journey. But the reason why I'm sharing this is because I want you moving with me. Like, I don't want to run this race by myself. There's no part of me that wants to be pedestaled at all. I want you next to me. Grab my hand. Let's fucking do this together. Like, there's more than enough for all of us to win. And this world needs you. It needs your gifts. It needs your voice. It needs what you have to say. It needs your experience. It needs your perspective. Like, you have no idea how many women right now are on their knees, tears coming down their face, praying for the wisdom that you have. But yet you're stuck and not saying anything, or you're trying to curate your brand and your content so it's palatable for everybody. Fucking stop. Like, that shit went out the door at the end of 2025. It's time to own all of you. Let people like it or they don't. Either way, it doesn't fucking matter. What would happen if 6 months you go all fucking in on you, your brand, your vision, what you want to create, and you better yourself? Even if you didn't sign a single client, you became the best version of yourself in 6 months? Guys, come on, right? Okay, I love you. I'm proud of you. I'll keep you guys posted. I have to move my ring light because I need to tap the X button, so I'm going to move this. But I will be in here, I'm sure, this week. My DMs are always open. I love you. I'll see you later.